This is the Stop Time Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Hopkins, and I'm here to engage you in thought-provoking, motivational conversations around practicing the art of living in the moment. I'm a certified life coach, and I'm excited to dig deep and offer insights into embracing who we are and where we are at. So my next guest is a meditator, actor, and playwright. Last seen on Broadway as part of the original Broadway cast of Come From Away. He also appeared on Broadway in the 2000 revival of Jesus Christ Superstar, original cast of the Scottsborough Boys, and the original Broadway and off-Broadway casts of Rent. He appears in the recent Paramount Pictures feature film Mighty Oak and has over 25 years of credits that span regional theater, film, and television. You will find links in the show notes to all the wonderful work that he is creating these days as a playwright and everything that he's involved in. But today we're going to talk about Rodney, and we're going to talk about believing that art has the capacity to heal and provide hope for a better day and a beautiful tomorrow. Those are his words. That's why he's here today. I cannot wait to get into this conversation and introduce you all to Rodney Hicks.
Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
My gosh, it is my distinct pleasure. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Where are you calling in from today? Just give us a context.
Yes, I am calling in from Denver, Colorado. And it actually snowed for the first time this year, this morning. Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. So
Yeah.
What brings you to Denver? Is Denver home for you or?
Yes, I am here. My husband runs a theater here. And so I said, okay, let's do this. And, we've been here since 2018 and it all kind of happened in, fortuitous way. I was just leaving Come From Away due to being diagnosed with having spasmodic dysphonia. We can get into that a little later. And since then, I've been healed from it, by the grace of God in the universe. And so we've been here. Yeah. And I've just been doing everything remotely, really.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you right off the top. You call yourself a meditator, actor, playwright in that order.
I do.
Yeah. So talk to me about how you identify with these roles in your life and maybe what the distinctions are and also where they, intersect and integrate.
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you for that. It's really in no particular order, except that for me, meditation came into my life 7 years ago. My husband has actually been a meditator, oh my gosh, for over 30 years. And when we first got together 10 years ago, I was so far in between someone who would meditate. There's no way that I would have been able to sit still for even a minute, actually, when you really know how long a minute is, right? And it took me the first, I believe, 3 years of our relationship. It wasn't until the end of 2014, after my grandmother passed, that it was Christmas Eve. And I just made the choice to meditate. And I had been dabbling here and there, but I hadn't really took it on as anything important in my life. And I didn't look back. And then I began taking Qigong classes in January of 2015. And that really just began this new approach to choosing life and to living life. And it was very much, mindfulness. All of these things start to come into play with meditation.
How has that helped you navigate what we've all gone through in this global sort of trauma?
Oh my gosh. It's a balance, right? Even though I'm a meditation practitioner and I have a practice for balance and well-being, you will still have those days where you're like, wow, I'm under the bus today, right? But the difference is that you have the tools now to not live there.
Yeah.
And you have the tools to keep above. And keep authentic and keep true to your intentions and to really not get I like to say, swallowed up by yesterdays.
Mm.
And so, and I say that because with this pandemic and everything in these 2 years and the reckoning, everything, I had to make a choice as a human being. How do I want to walk in this world as an artist, as a human being? And do I want to call out or do I want to call in?
Mm.
And that, and also, as a Black, gay, queer, gender non-conforming man, that was a lot. It was a lot. And I have friends and chosen family of many different races and makeups and gender, so for me, I had to really sit and learn how to be still.
Mm.
And I had my falls, you know what I mean? And going, oh, why did I say that? Or, and then I just had to go, just breathe, just breathe. And what doesn't serve you? Oh, social media. Yeah, because it's making you sad, seeing the sadness of the world. What happens if you let go of that? And it took me a year, actually, a year and a half. I knew I wanted to depart the world of social media, of postings and likes and loves, because I was that person who would love on everyone's thing and really mean it, or share posts of encouragement or positivity. But then I thought, I don't want to get into toxic positivity, because no one knows the energy in which you're posting. So everyone's going to meet it where they're at. Yep. So, and everyone knows what suffering is now, every single person on this planet. So I thought, okay, it's not about, okay, I learned all of these things. I'm going to help the world. Actually, it was, Rodney, you can help the world by living your life and being kind and learning to have great compassion for us all.
What really stands out to me, a couple of things really stand out to me, if it's okay with you to share. One was you talked about this kind of new knowing, these tools that you have that yes. of course we ebb and flow, and that, we're not always the same. I love that distinction because really what that speaks to is your awareness. We all have the tools to a certain extent. We have to practice yes. how to use them. But I think what gets lost is the ability to hold awareness that we have them.
Yes, I overstand you. 100%. Yes. Yeah. And it's cultivating the awareness. And again, I am someone who has to work on that every day. Mm-hmm. It's like, do not hit send on that, or don't write that, because I'm so forthcoming. Right. And so I had to work on, how do I give myself a boundary? A personal boundary, so that I can actually breathe and find those moments. And you asked how meditation can relate to the arts as well. Oh my gosh, if I knew what I know now on how to live life when I was in my 20s and 30s, oh my gosh, but I can't spend time on that because guess what? It doesn't exist anymore.
Correct.
It's like, oh, right. We can't really say, I wish I did this. It's like, actually, you have right now.
Yeah.
That's what we have. So, and for me to apply all of this, the compassion, the empathy, the art of communicating and kindness.
Yeah.
As an artist in our world today, I am so excited. I am so excited to be in the room with other artists, with other creatives. Yeah. And we're meeting people randomly on the street just to say hello. It's because I get to put everything that I've learned to practice every single day of my life, that as long as I'm here.
Yes. And you know what I love, and it's so funny because they're not elegant words, but I think they're brilliant words and very, very important. I get to.
Yes. Yes.
You know, we can pontificate as much as we want with beautiful words about transcendence and gratitude and platitudes. But when you are able to wake up in the morning and simply say, I get to wake up today.
Lisa, you know, it's interesting. The first 2 words out of my mouth every single morning, and that's been for the past 4 years of my life, has been thank you. When I get up, before I leave the bed, I take a moment and I say thank you. Because you don't know what that is guiding you towards for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just thank you, not even just for thanking for waking up, but thank you for whatever is presented to me today.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at it with, you know, there's a saying, be grateful for everything, you know, and it is kind of, you know, you can go, oh gosh, really? But, you know, again, at 47 years old, I'm about to turn 48 in March. I understand that now.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe in our 20s and 30s, there are some people who get that right away.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that wasn't the case. But I'm like, wow, at 47, I get to actually choose how I want to show up in the world.
Yeah.
And 2022, I get to really choose how I want to show up in rehearsal rooms, how I want to show up on a stage. It's, you know, come from away. I meditated before every single performance. During rehearsals, people, you know, we'd be on break and like, where's Rodney? He's meditating. You know what I mean? And because I had just begun that practice. Mm-hmm. So it was like every chance I got.
Yeah.
But, and, you know, when you first begin this journey, it's very, you know, you don't know how to smile. You don't know how, you know, you just kind of, I'm trying to be perfect is what you think you're doing. But actually, it's the imperfections that make us beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I'm so with you. I am like so with you. I'm also hearing that sort of distinction between no longer having to be the light, but rather to be the lighthouse.
Woo, woo. That's, yes. You know, I mean, that, yes. You know, it takes the pressure off, actually. It really does. And for me personally, it does. And it's, you know, I spend about 80% of my time alone by myself. And I had to learn how to be by myself in order to do that. Right? Because as a writer, you know, it's very solitary until you share it and then you collaborate. And I just love being in that world. But I know that I also have to have a balance of, oh, okay, make sure you engage here, make sure you engage there, so that you're not just off in your own little corner of the world, you know? And that gives me really great peace and solace. You know, but I love creating. I love being amongst artists and getting off of social media. What that has helped me to see is why I do what I do, why I love to do what I do, as opposed to, let me show you why I love what I'm doing, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, because I believe that our world does need that. But I'm like, I don't want to be that in this time in my life.
100%.
I just want to do the work.
So many of us have opted to, and maybe don't recognize that they are living a default future. Ooh. A lot of the folks, rather than a creative future, right? But
yes,
think about it. Think about it. I mean, it's like, if I do this, then I'll get that. If I do this, and when you're successful, it's even easier to live into a default future because it's comfortable. That's where our strengths are actually where our weaknesses lie.
Yes.
You know?
Because it's all instinctual, right? Yeah. As opposed to, oh, if I'm living from this deeply rooted place of groundedness, you can sometimes be a little off the ground, but it won't be as long of a duration as it was prior.
Yeah.
You know, it's, and I also limit my phone conversations.
Mm.
I don't talk on the phone much, but when I do, I like to do a lot of listening, because if someone's going through something, it's not about how do I help them fix it. It's, oh, actually, they just want me to be a compassionate ear. And I'm just going to listen.
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10, I have been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are helping in that way. And so, and I try I don't cut the word I try.
I love it.
I get to be there for others because I know how to be there for myself. I get to love others because I've learned how to love myself. And that was a long journey and process. And we can't expect anyone else to be exactly where we are. So it's, how do we meet? So it's really, I learned I'm going to meet this person exactly where they are.
Yeah.
And I knew the only way for me to do that is to be off of social media and to really just be present in the world and show up.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So I'm going to ask you to put humility to the side for a moment. And I'm going to ask you to tell me, beyond what is eminently clear. I mean, we can all research you and see your gifts, your external gifts. What would you say are your unique gifts?
Oh, wow. What are my unique gifts? I think the capacity to learn, meaning the capacity to learn from mistakes, the capacity to not be afraid to hit the back wall in an artistic room. I say that a lot of artists, we're very, I don't want to actually go full out here because I haven't really, or I'm afraid of what someone might say of me if I just make choices and take risk and I like creating and being in art unafraid. I think what I also have to offer is kindness. I believe that kindness is one of the most powerful strengths we can have in our human makeup.
Yeah. It's interesting about kindness because kindness is felt, not seen.
Ooh, again, why I got off of social media, right? It's like, oh, I don't have to keep posting about this.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it has to be about the work and about how can my work and my life living help someone else today. I'm very excited, actually, about whatever this future will be. But more than that, I'm more excited about where I'm at right now.
How do you want to be remembered?
Ooh. How do I want to be remembered? I would like to be remembered by my heart and resilience and perseverance. Yes.
Yeah.
It's, I could go deep and and philosophize, but I think at the end of the day, I'm always learning. And I want to always strive to be the best version of myself possible. That doesn't mean perfection at all. It means striving to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Neuroses and all, honey. Striving to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And I never thought that, again, 20s and 30s, I would not have, I would have been, I know that my answer would have been, how would I be remembered as a great artist, it would be very surface, right? as opposed to internal, what you don't see. Yeah, and I think that's what excites me about being an artist in our world today.
Yeah.
I just think that we are more powerful than we know. We're stronger than we know.
Yep.
And we're actually more compassionate than we can give ourselves credit for.
Indeed.
I actually want to live a long life. And however long I live, right? But it is constricting. And for me, it's unhealthy for me personally.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. I just, when I made that decision to go, this is how I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to be here right now. Man, again, like I said, it took me 1.5 years to actually do the action of deactivating my account on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do the action of, oh, Instagram, you are not on my phone. I don't see you. I don't know you exist any longer.
Mm-hmm.
To like literally say, I'm taking from now all the way through 2022.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll go back on in 2023, but what I can control is I am making the choice to just remove myself from there.
Indeed.
At least for that year.
Can you finish this phrase? Most people think Rodney Hicks is, but the truth is.
Most people think Rodney Hicks is positive all the time, but the truth is I have my ebb and flows.
Yeah, fair enough. Love it. And now let's do this little, I call it rapid fire. It does not need to be rapid. I'm going to say what makes you. And you just say, you can answer however you want, either the first thing that comes into your mind, or sometimes that's fun. But let's just play. Are you up for it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
So what makes you hungry?
Food.
Yeah. All kinds of food?
Food. Food.
I love it. What makes you sad?
Homelessness.
What inspires you?
Joy.
What frustrates you?
Stuckness.
Yeah. What makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? Inspiration. For sure. Inspiration. Art inspiration.
Oh, that's cool. Why do you suppose that is? Why does it make you laugh?
Because it's joy, and it's a release of endorphins, and it's creativity, and I just light up. Commonality as well.
I love that. I love that. What makes you angry?
Ooh, what makes me angry? Rudeness.
And finally, what makes you grateful?
Life. All of it. Every single moment. Every breath I take, I'm grateful. Because, there are people who don't wake up. And again, I said this to a friend yesterday. I'm 47 and I'm turning 48 in March. And all I can be is grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be here now with love.
Beautiful. What are the top 3 things that have happened so far today?
Oh, the top 3 things that have happened so far today. I think, it's only been I've been up since 5 and it's now 12:30. This podcast has been wonderful. Walking my dogs, taking them on a hike as it was snowing was really beautiful. And receiving another self-tape request. I mean, because I'm all the way out here in Denver, right? And I've just been really grateful to continue to receive a consistency of audition requests, and so that makes me smile. It makes me smile because there was a point where I was like, forget acting, I just want to write, or forget the arts, I just want to teach. And now it's like, I love acting, I love it all. And I just want to continue to show up in the world as the person I am.
Yeah. Amen. What are you most looking forward to?
Prosperity. Prosperity.
Rodney, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this time and our communication and energy. It's really wonderful.
Indeed. I have been speaking today with Rodney Hicks. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. And remember to live in the moment.